What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Mustangs and Merc Cruisers. Today I've got a special video for you. Finally got some time to get down here and get some footage and get some project work done. If you paid attention in the coupe walk around video that I did a while back, I had mentioned I was going to change the taillights out in the GT I've got and put the factory style, what we call cheese grater taillights back in it. Well, as most of you probably know, cheese graters have to be painted body color. And I looked and could not find a used set that was decent enough, in my opinion, to restore. So I just said, might as well get some new ones. So I bought a brand new set from LMR, Daniel Carpenter replacements. They're made from the same Ford tooling that Ford used back in the day. So got those in. Went and picked up some paint today, and we're going to get those things painted up. But this is not just going to be a standard cheese grater paint job. I got something special coming on this one. It's going to be very unique. Going to be tedious, but I think it'll be worth it when it gets done. So also, as I'd mentioned, I'm going to take the LX taillights that I've got in the GT now and use those in the little coupe. So they're in excellent condition. They need nothing. Just got to unbolt them, swap them over to the other car. So these taillights that came out of the coupe, they've got cracked lenses and they're just not in good shape. But the housings seem to be in good shape. So what I'm going to do is pop these lenses off of these housings, and I got some new butyl. So I'm going to reseal them up, and I'm going to use these housings for the new cheese grater lenses. So I'm going to go ahead and get all that put together before I ever start painting anything. That way I'm not squeezing on that paint while it's trying to cure. So I'm going to get these things taken apart and get these housings cleaned up the best I can, and we'll get started on that. So once you get the lenses off, you're going to see there's a bunch of old butyl still laying in the groove right here on this housing. Really not a quick way to do this. All you can really do is just get you a flathead screwdriver or something that fits down in there and just slowly work it out the best you can. Takes a little time, but with a little patience, you'll get it out the best you can. And it don't have to be perfect, but you don't want any big chunks in there for the new butyl to lay over and cause a spot that, you know, may leak in the future. So I'm just gonna work on this and check back in a minute. Alright, I pretty much already got one of them done. Luckily, these cars are so old now that this old butyl just, it was about half gooey and half dried up. So it came out fairly easy. That right there is just about already as good as I'm going to get it. I'm going to go in there and clean that groove out, you know, the best I can, just to kind of neutralize it and get all the dirt out of it. But that's pretty much it. Just got to get the other one done. It wasn't bad at all. All right, I've got my housings cleaned up the best I could. I scraped as much of that old butyl out as I could get out without spending just a ridiculous amount of time on it. So I also took them over and sprayed them down with some degreaser and scrubbed them out the best I could just to get them clean. You may notice on some of these taillights this old silver coating that's in here to make those lights brighter. It'll kind of fade and peel off over the years. So one thing you can do is take some silver spray paint and take this off and come back and recoat these silver in there. That way your lights will be nice and bright. But it's not totally going to matter with what we're doing. But I'm going to take a closer look at them and see if I've got some silver paint laying around, and I may go ahead and shoot a coat in there. I'm going to get this cart here out of the way, and I'm going to bring over the box from LMR with the new cheese grater style taillights in there, and we'll unbox those and check them out, and we'll move on to the next step. we got a new pack of 3M window weld ribbon sealer, which call it Butyl. That'll get us a nice new seal around our new taillight lenses. I also picked up a set of new rubber gaskets that go around all the openings in the rear of the car. Seals up against the taillight housing, so get that sealed up. Shouldn't have any leaks. Nice little LMR sticker. All right, here we go. I already opened this up and looked at it once, but this was in a nice bubble wrap sleeve, so excellent job on the packaging there from LMR or Daniel Carpenter, whoever did it. Yeah, there's one of our cheese grater style taillight lenses, brand new. You can see right here it's even got the factory Ford letters and all right there, part number. It's just like one that came from the 90s. This is the interesting part about buying the Daniel Carpenter kit. Comes with these die cut pill and stick stickers for the little slots inside on the taillight lens there. That way you can mask that off easily and paint around them. So this is going to be tedious. It's going to be very time consuming to stick all these on and get them straight, and then come back when we're done and get them all off. So it's all right, we're going to get it done. So you may be wondering, well, what's so special about painting these? If you look real close, this is just a transparent red lens, okay? Well, from the factory, all around each one of these little louvered spots, these are painted body color of the car. So that's what we've got to do, is put our peel and stick pieces in here and come back and paint all around these. But there again, what's going to be special about these? I am going to smoke these before I do my body color. That way when we get finished, all these little spots that are normally just red like this shining through, it's going to have a smoke effect to it. I think on red that is going to look killer. So you may be wondering, well, how are you going to achieve that smoke effect? Well, just like I'm sure you've seen people do plenty of times. You can either do it with the VHT nightshade stuff, which I started to go that route, but I was like, no, I better use real paint just for the long-term durability of this. But so what I opted to do, I've got a few different items here. First off, right there, I picked up I got the paint store to mix me up some different things, and I told them to toss me in some adhesion promoter. So I'm going to wipe these things down with some of that, and hopefully that'll make that paint stick a little better. Right here we've got clear coat, whole quart, and some fast setting hardener. So what the plan is, I got just a little bit of black base coat here. I thought it was best to use a single stage, but the guy at the paint store said, well, you're mixing it with the clear anyway, so it should shine. So we're going to try it and see. So I've got just a little bit of black base coat, and I'm going to mix me up some clear and put just enough in there to where it tints that clear. So hopefully with about 2 to 3 coats, I'll have a nice smoke effect over the whole light. So then right here we've got our EP Vermilion Red. That should be a perfect match to the car. And right here I got just some reducer. So got our mixing cup, paint filters, and some stirring sticks. So we're gonna get this thing going. Hopefully it turns out pretty good. Hoping for the best. It's a pretty good little investment of money and time here to do this, so I'm hoping it turns out. And while we're at it, got the third brake light pulled out. We're gonna go ahead and scuff it down and go ahead and smoke it too while we're at it. So, all right, I found some aluminum colored spray paint that I had over there on the shelf, so got these things taped up, and I'm gonna go ahead and just mist a quick coat of this in there, and just to make that light shine through a little bit better, because you know technically we are going to need it because we're smoking the light, so the light's going to have a hard time getting through, so it's going to need all the help it can get. Got me a piece of Scotch-Brite here. I'm just going to scuff up these spots real good and shoot some new paint on them. The trick to painting anything is trying to get just a light mist coat on at first, and then let that sit up and get tacky, and then you can come back with a medium coat to really avoid any kind of bubbling or runs. I think that's gonna turn out really good. There we go. Sprayed some fresh silver inside there. You ain't got to tape it off perfect. Just try to tape it up best you can to keep it off the rest of the housing, and you'll be good to go. So it looks a lot better. Nothing fancy, just should help the light shine through a little bit better once it's all done. So I'm gonna get the butyl put in these things and get the new lenses pressed in. All right, it got late on me last night, so I had to call it a night and start over today. So I got the LX tail lights loosened up in the GT, and I wanted to put one of the new GT fixtures in there to kind of see how it fits as far as how far out it's spaced, because when I was putting the lenses on the housings, it didn't seem like they were squeezing up all the way flush, but I don't think they're supposed to. You can look up pictures of cheese grater taillights and they're all squeezed up and tight, but for some reason these things just they don't want to squeeze all the way up. But I got it put in the car and everything's lined up like it's supposed to be. So I did actually put a light clamp on the housings last night before I went to bed, just so they could sit there overnight and, you know, squeeze down good onto that butyl. So I think that'll help a lot and keep them from potentially flying off going down the road in the future. So I got that one put in, just sitting there. Got a couple of nuts on it. As you can see, you know, everything seems to line up good, so I think we're good there. So I think I'm clear to go ahead and start scuffing and painting them. I want to show you right here. I've got a clamp on it, 2 pieces of wood, just to kind of put a little pressure on it and get it sealed up in there good and tight. So hopefully that'll turn out good. All I'm going to do here is just take some Scotch-Brite and I'm going to scuff the whole ends up really good, just to kind of rough that surface up. Then we'll come back and clean it off with some wax and grease remover, and then hit it with the adhesion promoter. And then we'll mix up some black and clear, and we'll be ready to tint these things. Got the surface prepped on one of them. As you can see, it's got a kind of a rough, dull, faded look to it, but when you come back and hit it with that clear, that thing will pop. It'll come right back to life. So hopefully that'll make our paint stick pretty good. All right, I have got the first tail light here taped up, Just taped up all of these edges because I don't want to get this first coat of the clear and black, the smoke effect on that yet. But one thing I did want to point out, to make these cheese graters look right, you're supposed to paint all of this stuff right here body color too, including that top black section right there. That right there needs to be body color as well for these things to look right. And I got to noticing on my car, somebody for some reason, I guess they thought it looked better, but they have painted this in here like a flat black. So before I can put these taillights in, I'm gonna have to get my tag off and mix up a little more of my vermilion and shoot that little center section right there red. I don't think it'll look right because all this right here will be red, this will be red. I think it's all red right there. That's what really makes these cheese graters pop. I know a lot of guys out there hate cheese graters. They despise them, but you know, I'm one of them that I love them. You know, back in the day, first thing you would do, you would hear a 5.0. You hear it from a distance. You turn and look. You just knew that's what it was. And generally, if it was headed in the opposite direction, that's the first thing you would see, is those cheese grater louvered taillights staring back at you. So to me, it's just it's what makes a GT a GT. So I got to put them in there. I got to have them. So hopefully all you people that love the cheese graters as well, hopefully you'll enjoy this content. About to wipe these lenses down with some alcohol, and I'm gonna hit them with some adhesion promoter, and I'm gonna try to get my clear and black mixed up, try to get that mixture just right. I may test it on one of these old cracked LX lenses just to kind of get an idea of about how many coats it's gonna take and how much black to put in. All right, we're gonna get on it. All right, fixing to get my clear and black mixed up. I'm gonna try not to make a mess everywhere here. So our clear mixes 4-to-1 with our fast top coat hardener. So what we're gonna do, got 4-to-1 right there. So we're just gonna, I got that up to the 2. So all you do is go up to the next 2 on the 1 with your hardener. And then I'm gonna put just a splash of reducer in it. And we'll dribble some black in there and see if we can get the tint just right. You don't have to do this, but for some reason, anytime I spray clear coat, I always like to put just a little splash of reducer in there. It may just be in my head, but I believe that it makes it lay just a little bit smoother. Just a splash. I've got my old LX taillight lens there. I'm gonna do a test spray on it before I start spraying my graters. I think what I'm gonna do here, I'm just going to let my stick drizzle some of the black in there. Kind of use that as a gauge of how many times I reach over and let it drip in there. I'm gonna do that twice. As you can see, that was just two little dribbles. We'll call them dribbles off the stick. And it looks dark, but as you can see on the stick, it's still very, very transparent. So once you thin that out with that spray gun and go to spraying it real thin, it's going to take probably several coats to get some smoke. So I think I'm going to do that one more time. And again, this is going to be a test run on this old lens to kind of see what we need to do for the other one. Tell you what, I'm gonna do one more dribble. We'll call it 4 dribbles. So the gun I'm using, it's just a little, I believe it's just a cheap Phoenix, I don't really know how to say that. It's made by Sharp, but it's a FX100. It's just got a little small cup on it. I've used this gun in the past for just doing, you know, small detail stuff. So it's got a real small tip on it, so I think that'll be perfect for this. Get a good fine mist out of it. Should do all right. Even though this is just a little test run, I'm still gonna, just for good habit, I'm gonna filter this a little bit. Try to keep any debris out of the gun. All right, I got my adhesion promoter on. Got them wiped down with alcohol in the adhesion promoter. And stuff made them kind of sticky, so every little piece of fuzz was sticking to them. So I actually went back and just hit them again with the alcohol on a rag, and so I got them as clean as I can get them. So hopefully won't have any fisheye problems. Got my smoke mixed up here. Ended up with about I think it was about 10 dribbles of the black. So see how it turns out. Second coat. All right, we got 2 coats on. As you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of a smoke effect. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put me a couple more dribbles in my mix of black and see if we can't get it dialed in after about 2 more coats. I really don't want to put more than about 4 coats on it. That's really too much, but I didn't want to get them just too dark right off the bat. So this thing will have a good build up of paint on it at least. So. All right, going on with coat number 3. Put a couple more dribbles of black in my mix, so should really start to see a black smoke effect coming real soon. Really starting to see the smoke effect now. Still not where I want it though. I'm gonna get them pretty much black. I mean, just I want them dark as I can possibly get them, and a little bit of light still come through. All right, I believe this is coat number 5, or coat number 4. Sorry. So. Really didn't want to have to put this much on, but just creeping into it, so it'll be all right. right, we're getting a little bit darker. There again, still not quite where I want to be. It's definitely got a good smoke effect now, but I want them black. So, we got just a little ways to go. All right, here we go. This should be our final coat. This is going to be, I think, coat number 5. So, and these are, you know, this is just a little gun, just misting on there just enough to get a wet coat. So, they're pretty thin coats, so should be all right. So this right here, like I said, should be the final coat. Should be getting our black effect that we're looking for. I know it looks probably on camera like they're already there, but just got just a little bit more to go. So this should be the one. Alright, pretty much there. I can just see on the screen it looks darker on camera than what it really is, but y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I think I might do one more coat. I don't know. Pretty dang good like it is. Camera, it looks black on the camera, but you can still see, I can still see red through it. That's definitely good enough the way it is, so I don't know. I'll think about this a minute, see if I want to push it to another coat. Man, it looks solid black on camera. Almost forgot to do the little third brake light. Luckily I still had plenty of the smoke mix left over, so we can knock it out. Put a little more black in it this time, that way hopefully it won't take as many coats as it did on the tail light. Last coat on the third brake light. Finished product. Well, I say finished. When I do the final clear, I'll probably come back over this with just some regular clear. I wanted to show you a final product of the actual smoking part, or burning. We can call it, we're gonna call it smoked cheese graters, but we'll call it burnt cheese graters. So as you can see, kind of get maybe an idea of, still see the red through there a little bit, so it's exactly what I want. This is perfect. So you can just imagine how good this is going to look when I get that that red painted all the way around there. So which is going to be slick. All right, guys, that's pretty much about all I'm going to have for you on this one. Running out of daylight, and that black and clear smoke mixture is just not drying as quick as what I needed it to, so it's going to be best to just let it sit and cure and wait. On the next episode we'll put the red on it and put the clear on it, and hopefully pretty soon get them in the car and check them out and see what they look like. All right, guys, appreciate y'all watching. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. We'll see you guys on the next one.